All right, welcome to the team chat. Today is going to be all about back to business basics. And that's kind of hard to say all together, but it's all about back to business basics, back to business, whatever, you know what I'm saying. It's all about getting back to those basics because I was thinking to myself about what I'm not doing now that I was doing 2 years ago that really affected my business and helped me push, through that breaking point and get to the part-time level that I wanted to be in my nursing career and bring on more income in my Beachbody career. So I really wanted to get back to the basics about what helped me make that transition and how I made that transition and how you can make that transition too if that's something that you want to do. So I just want to start off with what kind of coach are you? This is an image that one of the coaches that I work with created, and I just like how it puts everything together. But basically, it puts everybody into 3 different categories. And I know nobody's categorized, but it really does help you break down what kind of coach you are. Are you a discount coach? Drinking your Shakeology, not making any sales because you don't really want to. You're just, doing your workouts, that whole deal, and saving, $16 a month on, and then 25% on your products. That's awesome. A lot of the coaches on this team have started at that spot and then decided that they wanted to jump a level. And that's totally cool too. Hobby coach is where I started. I didn't have a full-time job. I was a full-time student, but I loved Turbo Jam with like everything in me. I was telling everybody about Turbo Jam. It was the program that, made me enjoy exercise instead of hating it. And so you love the products and you enjoy sharing it with others and you earn some extra income. I think my first year, I earned like $150 maybe in my first like whole year's coach. But you enjoy, getting some extra income. That's a hobby coach. Then the next level is a business builder. That's somebody who is really focused on building freedom and wanting to grow a team so that they can do the same. You really are focused on the vision of multiplying when you're a business builder because you know that as a coach, you can impact all these different lives. But when you are a business builder, you impact your coaches' lives and you help them impact even more lives. And then you help them impact even more lives. And then it just keeps building and building and building. And you're able to impact thousands of lives with a team rather than just 5 and 6 lives a month, which is amazing. And we still continue to do throughout our entire coaching journey. But when you're able to build a team, you're able to multiply that like tenfold whenever you build a team. So that's what the business builder is all about. So I really want you to think about where you are in your business and how you're truly treating it. Because whenever I looked a little over 2 years ago, whenever I looked at my business, and I was looking at the activities I was doing and where I was, and I think I was making like maybe $5,000 a year in the business. And I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm really treating it like a hobby. I'm not treating it at all like a business builder. I'm not focused on growing my team. I'm not focused on doing those things. And I've even had to have a gut check and realize that this past year, I have not been treating it like a business builder, and that's not okay because I want this to be my full-time job. So I really need you to like gut check yourself and see how you've been treating your own business and see where you've been at. And, now is the time that if you're treating it like a discount and you really want it to be a hobby, then switch your focus and put it into the hobby. If you've been acting, like it's a hobby, but you deep down want to build a business, then switch your focus and you have to start treating it like the business that you want. So I've been talking to Meg a lot. I was talking to her today and I said, I really want to be making $1,500 a week. Like by the end of the year, that's what I really want to be making so that I can, not have to worry about picking up shifts at the hospital and just coach, which is what I love to do. I love coaching. And she said, that's all you. You have the ability to do that. You just have to treat your business right now like it's a $1,500 a week business. And in order to do that, I have to be working more. I have to be inviting more. I have to be adding to my network more. I have to be doing more training, and we'll get into that. But basically, be realistic with yourself and where you are right now, and then figure out what you need to do to get to where you need to be. So this is basically just breaking down the discount coach. When you're a discount coach, your goal is to be rocking, being a challenger, doing personal development, focusing on you and getting the results so that you can start sharing your story. That's all the discount coaches are about. You just are rocking the challenge group, getting freaking kick butt results. And honestly, discount coaches get so much better results than just regular challengers because they're like, you know what? I'm a coach. Like that's, if I wanted to do this, then I need to be talking about it. If I just want to be getting great results, I can still do that too. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to rock being a challenger. So then as a hobby coach, you have to do everything the discount coach is doing. So you still have to rock being a challenger and doing your personal development and focusing on getting, great results, like physically, emotionally, those kinds of things. But you're starting to reach out to people. You're joining the team calls and the national wake up calls and focusing on getting your Shakeology paid for, and add a little more income to that if you want to. That's what the hobby coach is all about. The business building coach is doing everything that the hobby and discount coaches are doing, but you're truly treating your business like a business. You're setting business hours, you're doing social media training, you're working your business like it's already at that level that you want it to be. So that's kind of a breakdown into those 3 levels. And you go back and forth. Like I said, I've been the business builder, I've been a hobby coach. I can't even tell you how many times I've gone back and forth between the 2. So these are your business basics. Number 1, I think I have 6. Yes, I have 6. So number 1, business basics, set your business hours. Beachbody should give you a life. It shouldn't be your life. Whenever I started coaching, Beachbody was my life. I was attached to my phone. I was attached to my computer. At every single breath that I took, I was checking to see if somebody had responded to an email. I was checking to see, making sure that I didn't miss any messages. I was making sure. I was a chronic coach who would not stop breathing Beachbody, which is, it's fine. Like, you're passionate about the products, you're passionate about the programs, but Beachbody should give you a life. It shouldn't be your life. You should not be consistently checking your phone and checking your emails. And yes, there will be days when that happens. So like the last day of July, I will say I was on, and I told my husband, I said, listen, I have to hit my business goals. Like, I have to do it. I cannot let myself down. Like, I have to hit Success Club, and I have to be like going strong into August. So in order to do that, I said, the last day of July, I need just business. Like, I am going to go to church at night because I need to make sure that I'm helping people during the day. And I did. And I worked all day long, and I was on my phone and on my computer all day long, but I was very transparent about it with my husband. So there will be random times where that happens, but it should not be an everyday thing. And when I first started coaching for 2.5 years, it was everything. And I wasn't making an income, and I didn't understand why. And it was because I didn't have set business hours. I didn't have time where I was doing focused activity. So set your business hours. Hustle hard now so you won't have to hustle as much in the future. I can tell you right now, whenever I started doing my business hardcore a couple years ago, I was working night shift, probably putting in 36 hours a week on night shift. Plus I was doing 25 to 30 hours at home, typically working my business from 11 p.m. to 4 or 5 a.m. And I hated staying up all night, but I did it because I knew that it would get me off of night shift. And that's all that I wanted in my soul, was to get off night shift. And so I worked my butt off for 5 months. I stayed up any night that I wasn't working from 11 p.m. to 4 or 5 a.m. And I'm telling you, that hustle was hard. It wasn't easy, but it's so worth it now, because now I have the time freedom to, work my business pretty much the same amount of hours. I haven't really changed my hours, but I'm not working nearly as much as a hospital. And it's just, it's so much better. So clock yourself in and clock yourself out. Make sure that you're really putting in as much time as you think. Time tracking is really key. That's kind of number 2 that we'll move into, tracking your business. Not only tracking who you're talking to, but tracking your time is really important, because whenever I started pushing to go part-time, and now I've started again because I'm really pushing to just work 1 day a week at the hospital by the end of the year. So I've started tracking my time, and that literally just includes writing down my to-do list and writing down what time I start and what time I finish. That's my time tracker. Some people like to set a timer, and they'll say, I'm going to spend 20 minutes on invites. I'm going to spend 20 minutes on replying. If that works for you, go for that. This is kind of like the opposite effect. And like, I'm just going to go with what however long it takes me to reply and however long it takes me to do whatever works for you. Every coach is different. But make sure that you're tracking your time, and be honest with yourself. At the end of the week, tally up your hours and see how many hours you're putting into this. Is that the amount that you need to reach your goal? It is a business, and you have to work. There's nothing, you can't work your way around it. Like, it's not a get rich quick thing. It's not, it's hard work. Just like fitness and healthy eating is hard work. This business is hard work, but it's so worth it. It's so much fun. And it's just like helps breathe life into people. So track your business. Use Teamsy if you want to pay for it. Use the Go for No tracker. There's calendar apps. There's the business activity tracker in the back office. Figure out a system that works for you. I've used every single system out there. I've used multiple systems. I am using Teamsy and the Go for No tracker right now. And that's working well for me. And then I have my time tracker too. So I've got like 3 different things going, but working all together, and it just helps me. But you have to be tracking. If you're not tracking, you have no idea the amount of people that you're missing out on, because you have to follow up and you have to make sure that you're, staying in contact and being that active, great coach that I know you are. Number 3, invite, and follow up. You can only do the follow-up, though, if you're tracking. You have to make sure that you're figuring out who you're inviting and what you're inviting them to and what their goals are. And that's something that we're going to start doing. I really would like to implement by the end of the month this thing called Ring the Bell. And it's like this picture that we'll post on Facebook in our team group. And every time you have somebody sign up for a challenge pack, you're going to comment below who that person is and what their goals are and how, like, what program you're going to help them with, so that we can really be focusing on the people that we're helping, what their goals are, why we're helping them, and how we're helping them. It's something that a lot of coaches have been implementing. It seems like a really fun thing to just get to know our challengers better and really, focusing in on helping them really reach that goal. So make sure that you're following up and you're inviting. Number 4 is personal and professional development. So Lindsay Matway, I think it was like 2014, she did a team call at the very beginning of the year, and she said, treat this business like the $1 million business you want it to be, not the $16 a month that you actually spend on it. So most businesses, brick and mortar, you're spending $500,000 like to just get it up and running. And those people work their butt off to make sure that they can make it profitable. So why are we not doing the same thing? Why are we not acting like this is a $1 million business? Because it can be. I can't tell you. Guys, I've known Meg since I was in college. And I cannot tell you how many times I think to myself, like, I know where she started. She started right where we all are. She started exactly where we are. She doesn't have any special skills. She doesn't have any special, training that we don't have access to. She just hustles hard, and she does treat her business like the $1 million business that it is. And now it is a $1 million business. It wasn't a $1 million business when she was first treating it like a $1 million business, but now it is. So you have to treat it like the business that you want it to be, not where it actually is right now. Take time to grow personally and professionally. You're not going to be able to do it unless you truly believe that you can do it. And I know that for a fact, because for the first 2.5 years of my business, I didn't believe I could do it at all. I really didn't. I had no idea. I can remember sitting in a Super Saturday with Meg in 2012, January of 2012. I had just graduated college. I was getting ready to take my boards for nursing. And I remember sitting there, and I remember Meg saying they were talking about this Disney Success Club trip coming up. And I remember Meg looking at me, and I had no idea what Success Club was. I'd been a coach for almost a year. I had no clue what Success Club was. And she looked at me and she said, I'm going to earn that trip. And I remember thinking in my head, how in the hell are you going to earn that trip? Like, I don't know anything that these people are talking about, and I'm just going to sit back and you go ahead and try to figure out how to get on that trip. That year, she was number 11 in the business. In the entire company, she was number 11 that year, because she was like, you know what? I'm going for it, and I'm going to treat this like so hardcore, like the business that I know it can be. So you have to learn new skills to have success. You have to take the time to learn and grow and evolve. And it does evolve. It wasn't something that I really realized until this year, but this business evolves because social media is always changing. So you have to learn. You have to be willing to roll the punches and figure it out, because it's hard. It's not easy. But anything worth having is not easy. It's so worth it, though, once you get through it. So number 5 is to be proof the products work. So think to yourself, are you committed to doing a program start to finish? Are you sharing that journey on social media without being spammy and truly coaching? In Summit, Gary Vee, if you haven't listened to that, I'll try to post with this recording Gary Vee's Summit thing. Leanne taped every single speech. She's so great. She taped every single one. And so I'm going to post that in here, because he kind of was like kicking you in the butt. Like, you as a coach need to be doing more coaching. You need to be giving more tips and adding more value, and truly be focused on sharing things that are going to help people, and do the coaching thing, because that's what we are. We're coaches. And there's tons of coaches who aren't actually coaching. So make sure that you're coaching and focus on what's important to you. Like for me, motivation and personal development is so important. So that's what I really focus on a lot on my page. For other people, like Amanda, who was on our team call last week, for other people, it's really focusing on form and making sure that people are doing a great job with their workouts, which is so important. But every coach is different as to what their message is to other people. And that's what makes your niche. And that's what makes, the people that you're surrounding yourself with and your future team and your future challengers. So be focused on adding value to other people. And then number 6 is recognition. And you guys know that I am not the queen of recognition, but I'm really, really working on it. And you have to be recognizing people. And if you don't have a team yet, it's okay. Shout out your challengers, the people who you're helping in a free group or the people who just signed up, celebrate them and make your page like a party. Like just make it a huge celebration of like, these people are changing their lives and I'm so proud of them. And I'm so happy that they chose me to help them along their journey so that I can help get them amazing results, because that's my mission. And, just really focusing on other people and not making it spammy, but really truly adding value and recognizing people. People love being celebrated, and they're not celebrated enough in this world. In corporate America and even my regular nursing job, like we're not celebrated for all the amazing things that we do. And in coaching, we get the opportunity to celebrate people all day long. So that's what we need to be doing. We need to be making sure that we're recognizing people, at least once a week, if not every single day. So focus on those 6 things, okay? Any questions about those? I need a drink. All right, be you, be real, and help others. I need you, in order to do this, to know your target coach or customer. So if you haven't done this recently, because life changes, I need you to take some time tonight or tomorrow and really figure out who your target customer and coach is. What do they look like? How old are they? Where are they from? What are their goals? What are their struggles? What do they suffer with? What are their struggles through life? What have they tried in the past? What's worked for them? What hasn't worked for them? What do they need to overcome? What do they currently do for a living? What do they want to do with their life? What's most important to them, their values and their priorities? Where are they spending most of their time right now? What are they searching on the internet for? Really dig deep and figure out what the answers to those questions are so that you can figure out exactly who your target coach and customer is, so that you, every single time you post, you have them in mind. And you need to think, is this adding value to that person? Is this adding value to this person who will someday be a coach or a customer of mine? And before you know it, your team is going to start evolving, and you're going to start having all of these people that truly are your target that you have selected. So really focus on that. And when you're real and you're you and you're authentic, you're going to attract those people that are your target, because typically your target's a lot like you. So again, add value. Sometimes it's the littlest things that mean the most. Give your challengers some small prizes. Just give them an amazing experience. This is something that I've really been focused on since Summit, just because, I felt like my challenge groups were kind of like dull and they weren't really that entertaining. Like for me, I was really bored, and I was like, you know what? Like I need some things like to help me. And like, I love like little project things. And for so long I felt that they were time wasters and not like income producing activities, but they really truly can help my challengers. So I have been making some small workbooks. I've made one that's like a meal tracker with like container stuff on it, and some personal development stuff, some recipe cards. Like make sure that you are adding value to them. And I know a lot of coaches have assistants do this. I don't have an assistant, so I'm doing it myself. But these are things that you can save to your computer and have forever. And you don't have to share every single thing of them with every single challenger, but they're things that your challengers are going to appreciate that you put the time into. And they're things that are actually going to help them along their journey. So small prizes like finding water bottles at the dollar store, finding something at the dollar store, those little Beachbody ponytails, or like I think I got some resistance bands, like just things like that are really small, that don't take a lot. The dollar bin at Target. Who doesn't love the dollar bin at Target? Like getting little things like from that you can just send to them and say, you know what, I see what you're doing in this challenge. I'm so proud of you. Here's a small gift from me. And you have access to their address. Like you have that access, so use it. they'll love it. They'll shout you out most likely on social media and say, oh my gosh, my coach just sent me this. How sweet. That was so like great that they sent me this and they're thinking about me. So always remember what our goal is. Our goal is not to sell a challenge pack, but to truly impact a life and change a lifestyle. So you have to be sure that they're truly ready to commit before they buy. You need to give them insane amounts of support and value so that you can show that you're being an amazing coach. I know that there have been a lot of people that I'm kind of like, I need to reach out to them more because they have bought a challenge pack in the past and I just feel like I haven't gotten them the results they've needed. So make sure that you're really focusing on even people who have bought in the past, that you are making sure that you are getting them those results that they want. So by doing that, they're going to trust you. You're going to have amazing success. And then when they actually get the amazing results that you're helping them with, people are going to say, how did you do it? And they're going to say, oh my gosh, I have this amazing coach. She did such a great job and she helped me through this program and I just couldn't do it without her. And they're going to refer you and you're going to have a lot of referrals. So really lead with a genuine heart and just really focusing on helping other people change their lives. I know that that's what this team is all about. I know that in our core, that's what we're focused on, is really impacting people's life and changing, their lifestyle for the better so that they can have a healthy and fulfilling life. That's what we're all here to do. So that is all that I have for you today. But if you have any questions, let me know. I will post this recording up in our team page. Did you have any questions for me?
I have one.
Sure.
When you like you said before, you used to work mainly at night. I obviously half of the world's sleeping.
Yeah.
So how do you do that without interfering with, like, some people are sleeping, their phones now are by them, so the notifications are going off, and then you're texting them or emailing them middle of the night, and then they're getting upset instead of.
I have honestly, I still work till like 1:00 in the morning, sometimes like 3. But I've had one person get upset because she had her notifications on. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, because my phone's always on silent. I never have my phone on. And I feel like most people when they go to bed don't have their phone on anymore. But maybe that's just people I'm talking to. I also I don't get notifications on my phone. So I don't think about it because I don't get notifications on my phone and I just don't ever hear anything because my phone is always on silent. So I have had one person, and I just apologized. I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that this was sending you a notification because I don't know. Maybe they don't have their notifications on. I just don't know anybody who has their phone on ring anymore.
I had one person get upset with me, but I didn't know if there was. Do you do emails to avoid that? Do you just do it and roll with the punches?
I typically just do it, and Most of my messages are through Messenger or email. I don't text. After about 11 o'clock, I don't text, but I do use Messenger and email. But I don't text typically.
Yeah, I do the first two. I don't do the texting.
Just because
I don't want to receive a text at late night, so I don't get it.
Yeah. So that's a great question though. I mean, because there probably will be people who get upset, which is it's understandable, whatever, but don't have your notifications on. I didn't know you had your notifications on. So I guess I just kind of go with it, and I've been doing it pretty much in the middle of the night most of the past 4 years. So I would say just kind of go for it. And some people will be like, oh, I'm going to bed. And I'll be like, oh, okay. I'll just message you tomorrow. And then you just have to make sure that you follow up the next day because, it's easy to forget, if they haven't left you a message. But yeah, some people tell me that they're getting ready to go to bed because that's a lot of times most of my people, I'm messaging them and they're in bed, responding to me. And they're like, oh, I need to go to bed. I'm like, that's fine. I'll just message you tomorrow. So that happens too. But that's a great question because I had one lady who got mad at me, and I just genuinely apologized because I was like, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that this was buzzing your phone. Please forgive me. I won't do that again for you.
Awesome.
So does that help?
Yes, thank you.
Good. All right, great. So I'll post this recording up in the team page tomorrow. And if anybody has any questions, comment below the team thread, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks, Nikki.
Yep.